Hi everyone. So picking up where we left off, I found this command here a bit strange. Actually, I think I must have typed it by accident. When I tried to type here, I was probably supposed to be typing something in the documentation itself, and this command ended up being incorrect, okay? So this command isn't like that, okay? This command is wrong. So the correct command is this one. Look, all right? So you need to type this option here, indicating that login by the root user will be allowed. And you do this by setting the option to yes, because by default, even if you don't see it in the file, it's set to no. And you can also change it back to no at any time, right? So here, you're going to come here in Linux, inside the file, and type in this option, okay? Just pay attention to the case sensitivity, all right? Permit root login starts with a capital P, then root with a capital R, and then login with a capital L, and you set it to yes, okay? All right, once that's done, how do you save these changes in Nano? You're gonna press the control key, then on the left side of the keyboard control O, and then it will ask if you want to overwrite the file, okay? You just press enter. It has already overwritten and saved the file, and to exit, you press Control X, all right? Hold down Control and X. There you go, you've exited, right? If you want to check the contents to make sure it was really saved, you can open it again with Nano, or you can use cat. Okay, let me clear the screen first. I'm going to use cat and the name of the file sshd config. So here it is down below. Look, okay. The last line here is an indication that this option was really saved. And now how do you restart SSH with this option already set? This service, SSHD in fact, the name of the service is SSHD with this option that was changed. Without needing to reboot Linux, you're going to run this command here, look, right? We're going to restart SSG so that this configuration takes effect. So here you can certainly type sudo if you want to, but since we are already running as the root user, you absolutely do not need to put sudo in front of your commands. To ensure the changes take effect, you should restart the SSHD service. There you go, the configuration has already been successfully changed and applied, okay? So now, let me open PuTTY again. Look, remember that if your mouse disappears, you should use the right control button on your keyboard. It already showed up, okay? So here, you're going to open PuTTY again. You're going to connect to the server and click open. You'll enter root and the password. And now you are fully able to connect with others, right? And now we can work more easily through Linux using the clipboard to copy things and expanding the screen here when necessary, working with the black terminal. How can you copy a command or anything from outside into a PuTTY terminal? For example, just select what you need, press Ctrl+C, but instead of pressing Ctrl+V at the destination, which won't work, you'll use the right mouse button, okay? And then paste everything you put on the clipboard as many times as you want, just by clicking the right mouse button. This is a big convenience when working with PuTTY besides the terminal aspect, okay? And now, how can we change the IP address? Remember, I told you that where we set a static IP during the Oracle Linux installation, but you can also change it or create a new IP address within Linux itself. So just as a reminder, if I come here and type IPA, look, here's the IP address right here. This is the current IP. In fact, we are connected as root and through PutETY using this IP. How can we change this IP address? It's very simple. First, you need to know if the IP address you want to assign to your server already exists on the network. So imagine you want to change this IP to, for example, 188, right? So what you can do is check if there's already an IP on the network on another server or machine that ends with .8. So here, look, I can, just as a test, ping this IP address that we're going to change our machine to. I'll press Ctrl C, and now here in PuTTY, I have the convenience of using the right mouse button to bring up a command I need. So here it is, okay? Look, it's not responding, which means there isn't any other server on the network with this IP, okay? The destination is not being reached, right? So to stop, it will keep trying. To stop it, I press Ctrl C, it stops, and now we can change the IP to the new one. And what are the commands to change the IP? For example, to 188, I have to run these commands here in sequence, wherever I go here, okay? Manually change this IP. So we need to run these commands here in sequence, and here's where it gets easier to work with the clipboard. Just right-click the mouse, execute the first command. Then here, with this command, I'm going to set this IP with a 24 mask and IPv4, and here is our interface, the interface that's being used. It's like the virtual card that's being used, the virtual Ethernet card that's being used. And we're going to specify that this card, okay, will have this new IP number, right? When I run IPA, we can see here, look, that this IP number is linked to this interface, okay? This virtual card, and then we're going to change it to this new number. And then I'll keep running the sequence. Next command, where is it going to be changed? Right click is being changed here. Then I'll do a reload. I'll load this configuration, right click. I need to bring the interface down, okay? And at this point, when I bring the interface down, since I'm inside PuTTY, my connection in PuTTY will drop. Right? My connection in PuTTY here will drop. It will become inactive because I took down the connect me on connection, but I need to do this. I could do this via terminal as well, right? My terminal is here in the background, but I wanted to leave it so we can continue the configuration through the terminal itself, okay? So here, my terminal that's in the background is not PuTTY, right? So if I run IPA here now, notice that now where is 1, 5, 5 or 8? 8? It's not here. Look at my interface here. See? Why isn't it here? Because I brought it down. I did the configuration, but I haven't brought it up yet. I haven't done a restart, okay? On the network card, on the interface with the new IP, right? And how do I do that? Just run this command down here. See? Just run this command down here, which is the opposite of that one. Here, we brought the interface down after we configured it, and now we're going to bring it up. But since I'm going to do it in the terminal, I don't have the option to copy and paste, so I have to type it right here in the terminal. Okay? So here I'm going to type the command, all right? So the command is an mcli connection up. I'm going to bring the interface up. ENP0S3, right? All right. The connection is now fully active and completely operational, ensuring a stable and reliable link. If we run IPA again here, you'll see that now it's here. Look, here's the new IP. It's already been changed, physically changed to 188. And now, if we want to connect using PuTTY, I just need to change my connection from 155 to 188. So I come here and change it to 188. I save and click open. It will open that screen. You just accept, and now PuTTY is here. I can enter root. It's already changed here. Look, 188 Linux 123. There we go. I'm connected again. If I type IPA here, the interface shows up. Now we've changed this server's IP to this new IP and set it as static, right? So that's how we can change IP addresses within Linux itself. All right, everyone. So we'll stop here.